A bottle of fuel additive costs $3 to manufacture and sells for $15. Some of them are legitimate chemistry that will save your fuel system. Most of them are colored mineral oil with a marketing budget. Here are the 4 you're wasting money on, and the 3 that actually work. Number 1 to avoid: STP Fuel Injector Cleaner. STP has been sitting on auto parts store shelves since the 1970s, and the formula hasn't kept up with how engines have changed. Modern direct injection engines build carbon deposits that are tougher to break down than the deposits older port-injected engines used to get, and STP's cleaning agents are too diluted to touch them. Independent testing on injector flow benches has shown deposit reduction in the 5 to 10% range after a full bottle, compared to 50 to 70% for the stronger cleaners later in this list. The active ingredient concentration is so low that you'd need to run 6 or 7 bottles through your tank back to back just to match what 1 bottle of a real cleaner does. At $5 to $8 a bottle, it looks like the cheap option. It's actually the expensive one, because you're paying for a product that does almost nothing. Number 2. Fuel Shark and other magnetic fuel line devices. These clip onto your fuel line and claim the magnetic field aligns fuel molecules so they burn more completely, which sounds technical, right up until you remember that gasoline molecules are not magnetic. There's no mechanism for a magnet sitting outside a steel or rubber fuel line to do anything to the fuel moving through it. Owners who've tracked fuel economy before and after installing one of these devices consistently land within normal tank-to-tank variance, meaning the difference is statistical noise, not a real effect. These sell for $30 to $60 and rely entirely on customers not knowing basic chemistry. Refineries already optimize gasoline for combustion before it ever reaches your tank. A magnet clipped to a fuel line isn't improving on that. Number 3. Lucas Fuel Treatment. Lucas markets itself as a do-everything product, but it's built around heavy petroleum oil meant to lubricate upper cylinder components, not clean deposits. That thick oil-based carrier can actually lower the effective octane of your fuel and leave a light coating on injector components instead of cleaning them off, which is the opposite of what you want in a modern direct injection system. Fuel tested after adding Lucas has shown a measurable drop in effective octane from the additive itself. The cleaning agents are present, but at a strength too weak to compete with dedicated cleaners. At $12 to $15 a bottle, you're paying for a product that's mediocre at lubrication and mediocre at cleaning instead of good at either one. If you need upper cylinder lubrication for an older engine, there are better formulated products for that job alone. Number 4. Generic octane boosters. Brands like this promise a 3 to 5 point octane increase from a small bottle, using metallic compounds like MMT or methylcyclopentadienyl manganese tricarbonyl to nudge octane up slightly. Testing on precision octane analyzers has shown real-world gains closer to 0.3 to 0.7 points, a fraction of what's advertised. To get anywhere near the claimed boost, you'd need 5 to 10 bottles per tank, which makes the real cost enormous. Worse, the manganese compounds in these boosters leave deposits on spark plugs, oxygen sensors, and catalytic converters over time, which can cause the exact drivability problems you were trying to fix. And if your engine is knocking on premium fuel to begin with, that's usually a mechanical or tuning issue, not something an octane booster in a bottle is going to fix. These run $8 to $12 a bottle for a product that barely moves the needle and risks damaging expensive emissions components. If this is saving you from buying the wrong bottle at the parts store counter, that's the whole point of this channel. No sponsorships, just what actually works. If that's useful to you, consider subscribing. Now the 3 that are worth your money. Number 1. Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. Techron uses polyetheramine, or PEA, chemistry, which is considered the gold standard for fuel system cleaning because it's aggressive enough to dissolve carbon deposits without damaging fuel system components. On injector flow tests, a single tank treatment with Techron has shown deposit removal in the 60 to 75% range, and it's strong enough to clean intake valve deposits on direct injection engines, which is a spot that never gets touched by fuel spray and is notoriously hard to clean with anything short of manual valve cleaning. Techron also includes corrosion inhibitors and moisture dispersants that help protect the fuel system from ethanol-related damage. Drivers using it on engines with rough idle or reduced fuel economy from deposit buildup have reported smoother idle and better throttle response within 1 to 2 tanks, along with fuel economy gains in the 0.5 to 1.5 miles per gallon range. A bottle runs $12 to $15 and treats 15 to 20 gallons, which makes it cheap insurance. Chevron recommends using it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles for maintenance, or in back-to-back tanks if you're dealing with a real deposit problem. Number 2. BG44K Fuel System Cleaner. BG44K is sold mostly through shops and professional installers rather than retail shelves, and it uses the strongest PEA chemistry available on the consumer side. On engines with severe carbon buildup, cases where intake valves are so coated they barely open all the way, 44K has been shown to remove deposits that Techron alone couldn't fully clear. It's formulated as a one-time heavy treatment rather than a regular maintenance product, meaning the idea is you use it once to solve a real problem, then switch to a lighter maintenance cleaner afterward. It also targets combustion chamber deposits, which are a common cause of knock and pre-ignition, and clearing them out has been known to eliminate knock issues without needing to switch to higher octane fuel. Shops typically charge $35 to $45 for a 44K treatment, which is the priciest option on this list. But for a car with documented rough idle, failed emissions, or noticeable power loss from carbon buildup, it's the product that actually fixes the underlying problem instead of masking it. Number 3. Tron Enzyme Fuel Treatment. Tron takes a completely different approach using enzyme-based chemistry instead of solvent-based cleaning, and it's built to solve a different problem: ethanol-related fuel degradation. Ethanol in modern gasoline is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs water from humidity in the air, and once that water content reaches a saturation point, the water-ethanol mixture separates from the gasoline and sinks to the bottom of the tank. That separated layer is corrosive and can damage fuel pumps, corrode metal fuel system components, and cause rough running or no-start conditions. Tron's enzymes break water down into smaller particles that stay dispersed in the fuel instead of pooling and separating out. Owners who've used it in vehicles or equipment that sit unused for weeks or months at a time, boats, generators, seasonal vehicles, have reported fuel staying stable and usable for extended periods without phase separation. It also helps prevent varnish formation during storage. At $8 to $12 a bottle treating 15 to 20 gallons, it's the one additive on this list that isn't really about cleaning at all. It's about preventing a problem before it starts. And it's worth adding to every tank if your vehicle doesn't get driven at least weekly. So to recap, skip STP, skip the magnetic fuel line gadgets, skip Lucas, and skip the generic octane boosters. None of them deliver what they claim, and a couple of them can actually cause damage over time. Spend your money on Techron for regular maintenance, BG44K if you've got a real deposit problem, and Tron if your vehicle sits for long stretches between drives. If you've used any of these, drop a comment and let me know whether they actually delivered results for you, or whether you got burned like a lot of people do at the parts store counter.